So, welcome to another week of the Breaking Bread podcast with Brandon and Casey. Today, we're actually talking about burnt versus charred and actually that bitter taste. I don't think a lot of people kind of correlate this, and I'm giving the example of coffee and barbecue foods, right? Everybody drinks coffee, but they don't automatically think it's a bitter thing. And also, everybody eats barbecue, but they don't realize that everything is burnt to charred on the outside. So why do we think that those are okay, but not anything else that's burnt or charred? So that is the discussion today. Hopefully you guys have a good listen. Brandon and I discuss some other things too. But other than that, enjoy. So let's talk about this. Charred versus burnt. This is the new. This is the new thing. There's a whole bunch of this. Okay. So I think I had so many people reach out to me. And tagging you as well. It's like, hey, this is charred. Hey, this is burnt. Why don't we like it? Why is your food burnt, charred, etc.? Like the preparation I'm making. But then I'm giving them the same kind of reply. I was like, well, how do you view coffee? What is that to you? Yeah. They're like, well, it's coffee. I was like, well, you realize it's really bitter. Like it's just a bitter, sour note into your tongue.
You bring up a great point, and it wasn't until I worked at Alinea where charred is a flavor. It might not be a good flavor, but it's a flavor. So here's a good example. You know, you brought up coffee, prime example. Coffee gets freaking burnt. Hey, what about chocolate, my G?
And chocolate. Exactly.
Right? Chocolate, if you taste a cocoa nib that's been freshly roasted out of the oven, right? You spit it out.
Super bitter.
You spit it out, right? Like it's gross. It's dry. It gives you cotton mouth. It's super bitter, right? And so same thing. If you go to the store and taste 100% cocoa, right? 100% chocolate bar, you're going to spit it out. And I think this is really important. And you make a great point. And see, chefs only know how to use this flavor. So here's what I do when I'm teaching a brand new cook, right? Because you're getting the same reaction that you get with anybody who doesn't really know how to cook, right? They're like, oh, it's black, it's burnt. Oh my God, it's burnt. No, but if you take a big leek, and you throw it onto fire, right? And burn every single side, char the hell out of it until it's white ash, okay? Now, are you going to eat that part? No, but I will tell you right now, and this is a good example, if you split that leek open it up, grab the center, you will have the best tasting allium on the planet.
Ever.
Trust me. Right? Yeah. Same thing. If you take garlic, right? Just like you said, you know, with your, I was thinking about that when I made the instant ramen the other day about your charred, your black garlic. And it's so funny how like, I was thinking in my head, like, this is what we have to deal with. Like people that are just kind of, I hate to say it. I don't want to sound like above people when I say this, but just uneducated, And I hate to say it because KC, I'm 100% American, but my American people don't know what the fuck flavors are, dude. They don't, man. I'm sorry, man. And it's like, it makes me so sad because, like they're like so many people are, they say like dumb shit, dude. Like, because they just don't know. They know, like, here's a good example. In America, we barely steam or boil anything, right? When it comes to restaurants, we roast, we pan-sear, right? So, when I posted that video with the sliced bacon that's been slightly boiled in the broth, you saw that and you're like, "Yo, that's dope. I know it's dope, right?"
Yeah, it's like fire.
Because listen, in Asian culture, I'm not gonna like generalize, but the steamed pork belly is the thing, dude. Like soft meats, steamed, boiled is a thing. And we need to, and like, listen, one of my favorite dishes on this planet is the Rooster Rice. This restaurant called Rooster Rice, and it's boiled chicken over rice, like soft skin.
Perfect.
Like gelatin tasting. You know what I'm saying? And like, dude, here in America, dude, that gets shunned. But like, in all honesty, it makes me sad. But at the same time, it's like, that is different people's culture. And so I asked him the question, okay, so is braised pork belly different? And braised pork belly is the same. It's the same thing. The only difference is this is sliced thin, it's cured, and it's smoked. Okay, braised pork belly is the raw product of this. And I'm like, I told you the reason why I added the bacon because it's readily available. You can just chop it, add it, boom, you're done. You're not gonna have to. You don't have to go to the store, grab a side of pork belly, cure it, smoke it, then freeze it and slice it. No, just grab bacon. It's thinner cut, and drop it right into the liquid. A lot of Americans they refuse to eat bacon soft. They want it crispy, like for breakfast. Yeah. And see, here's the thing, because it's not in our culture as Americans. You know what I'm saying? It's not, but differently. right? And I'm not trying to like, pigeonhole you.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's like a different, or like you said, it's a different culture altogether.
Yeah.
Right. And then for professionals, like we know better than most because that's what we all do anyway. We're just trying to make. However, here's some more tea for you, Brandon. So I had one literally attack me. He's like, I'm a chef too. I respectfully disagree. It's burnt. I was like, okay. I was like, I don't want to assume anything. I was like, okay, where do you work? Where have you done? Whatever. I did that. I literally video replied.
Yeah.
He goes, JW grad.
Don't say
Johnson
Marriott.
Wales.
Don't say Marriott.
Don't say Marriott.
I'm just playing.
All he left was a Johnson Wales graduate. Has worked in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's all the vague anything. So I made literally like a 3-minute reply. I'm like, okay, look, let's live debate.
Yes.
I'm going to give you a date. Let's do this.
Let's go.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Ghosted.
I know, man.
I think
where
I tried to click on his account. I was blocked. So
but listen, you know what? But Casey, listen, this is what we need to do as chefs. We need to come together and we need to talk about these controversial topics. Like, listen,
talk.
Anybody who's listening, anybody who's on YouTube watching this, please feel free. Look, Casey and I do not meet eye to eye all the time. We disagree on a lot of things. That means that doesn't mean we don't like each other. We're just professional chefs that, hey, he might think of something differently than I might think of something differently. That's why I put my experience, I pin it to the top of my page because I truly believe, like, listen, okay, if you have the credentials that you are a professional chef, let's talk about it. Now, here's where we lose. We are all classically trained in French cuisine. Anything black or burnt is garbage. But I disagree, man. It wasn't until Alinea where I, the executive chef did he did a dish mimicking bichotan charcoal, right? And let me tell you something, man. We sat there all around, right? Us and like it was me, him, and the 2 other sous chefs, and if I forgot if it was, I don't know if it was, I think it was parsnip, to be honest. And he literally charred the outside of this parsnip. And then we all tasted it. And I'm like,
and you guys were just tasting?
Well, yeah, but I'm like, yeah, this sucks. Like, it doesn't taste good. And you know what I'm saying? And it's funny because then he's like, okay, but hear me out. Like, how about we do this? And so it's basically like, we literally like took out the core, the bitter part, and then we kind of pieced it back together. And what we did was we ended up finding a way to make it edible. Then from the edible point, we made it taste better, right? And so I think this is because, like, here's the thing. This is what people don't realize. Charred, going back to charred and what chefs, charred is a flavor. It is.
It is.
It might not be a good flavor by itself, but I guarantee you, if done correctly, it will elevate whatever dish you're doing. Here's a prime example. At Wolfgang Puck, Cut Steakhouse, the steaks are charred, black on the outside. Okay?
Yeah.
With the seasoning. Granulated garlic, granulated onion, pepper, and salt. And they are charred, bro. And I remember telling Chef Wolfgang, like, hey, I need to dial this back because here at Hotel Bel Air, when the people are 50 and 60 years old, they don't understand it. And he's like, that's where all the flavor are. And I agree with him. I agree with him to a certain extent. When you have a robust, fatty corn-fed steak and you get that beautiful char on the outside and then you slice and you have the beautiful, red meat in the middle. Yes, I agree. But guess what? Some people don't want to see that char on their steak. And you know why? Because they associate char with cancer. and seriously, look it up, like Cut Steakhouse, and you'll see the steaks. They're charred on the outside. They might look burnt. You'll see some comments that say, hey, this looks burnt. But Wolfgang wants it like that. Trust me. He wants it charred. And I couldn't agree more. And I think whoever that chef was that came out to you, listen, don't be scared, man. Look, Casey, he's a nice guy. He's not going to attack you, but like, let's talk about it. Let's debate. I just want to talk. And
I'm like, let's do it live.
I strongly urge any young cooks or young chefs out there, because that's what's really important. Casey, it's time for us to pass the torch and really make sure that the chef life is going to continue to live and be sustainable, right? But it's conversations like this, the tough conversations, like, okay, let's dig deeper, right? So I urge you, the chef that reached out, go live and debate about it, right? Listen, and here's the thing, TikTok comments are ridiculous. But you can find some that like, okay, this guy has a point, and if he has a point, then it's a fucking point. Like, and like, I'm not gonna hate that. Like, dude, look, the amount of people that told me that, oh my god, the ramen's too salty. Like, they immediately the instant ramen, right?
The one that you made,
Yeah, and what they don't realize is I only used a percentage of the broth. So from their eyes, it looks salty. But here's the thing, man. Like, you guys didn't taste it. You didn't taste it. You don't fucking know. And I'm going to be honest, I added sea salt at the end, if you see in the previous video. And it's like, you know, it's so true because people assume and then they pretend like they know what the fuck is going on. And it's fine. It's fine. I just strongly urge that if somebody is going to, like, don't just spew hate. Get into a professional style conversation.
Yeah, let's get into a debate.
Yeah. Like, listen, even with your black garlic video, like, you know, it's crazy because it's not something I would think about, you know, because I knew the technique and I know, and I thought about it when I was making mine. I just roasted my garlic though, because I'm a little bitch, you know. No, it's fine.
That's all right.
But I love roasted garlic on ramen. And you know what? You know what? Here's another thing. You know, I don't like chopped garlic. I don't like chopped.
I don't either. I
like sliced.
Yeah, no.
I like sliced.
Yeah,
and you know what? And I gotta be honest, man. You know, and anything that I make nowadays, like I rarely used like super chopped garlic. You know why? I feel like it creates too much surface area for the garlic to be more pungent. And when it sits for a day or two, dude, it's almost too much. So I will argue that I think slicing garlic, like unless it's like XO sauce or something, but I think slicing garlic, you yield a much better, more palatable product. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. So it specifically for my specific style, right? I have a vinegar that I make in house. It's a mix of champagne and red wine vinegar, and it mimics my old vinegar from the Philippines, which I can't get here. It's a coconut base, but you make it really spicy with habaneros and Thai chilies, and then literally like pulverized garlic and like shaved garlic in the fucking thing itself.
Yeah,
you want it to be so fragrant with garlic. It's going to be ridiculous. But in about a month's time, that'll get tamed down, and then you just feel aroma into your taste buds. So that's like the preparation that I would do. But in the restaurant, bro, we don't chop garlic ever.
Ever.
Everything is sliced.
This is a little off topic, but what do we got to do to get your ramen shit up and going, bro? What do we got to do, Casey?
Soon. I'm making.
Gotta make this fucking happen, dude.
So I already have five ramen like preparations that we can do in about 4 minutes flat, like literally per order.
Yeah.
4 minutes. Out it goes.
You know what? Listen. Okay. Off air. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you because it's too far away. Never mind. Anyway, because needless to say,
I got you. I know what you feel.
You got to put the pieces of the puzzle, man. You just got to start, dude. Because I think you have something unique there. I truly do, man. And you know, I think that's something.
Wait till you see. When we finally get together, I'll make you my signature ramen.
I know it's fucking good, man. I've seen it. I've seen the recipe.
And but like it's a sour broth. Like it's off-putting.
Fermentation.
Yeah, like it's all fermentation. Yeah, but like you're like, oh, and then it sits with you for a second, and then you're like, what the hell is that flavor? I think you'll really enjoy it because it's a nod to all my cuisines and Asian specifically. Yeah. But it's I think you'll really appreciate that one.
I think you have a really good story behind it too. You know what? Hey, let me ask you something. So do you agree with when I think of instant ramen, I think and tell me, you can tell me it's the same thing with like Kraft macaroni and cheese. Like for some reason, it like I always realize like whether it's instant ramen or Kraft macaroni and cheese, dude, 30 seconds after you plate it, dude, it's so delicious. It's so fucking good.
You have to let it sit.
It just goes downhill after that, right? Think about it. And the noodles absorb way too much water, way too fast, and it just gets gross. Whether it's Kraft macaroni and cheese, instant ramen, you leave that shit for like, you know, I'm cursing too much, for 10 minutes and it's trash. But I've learned that if you take the broth off of the stove, let it come down to like 160, 170 degrees, opposed to boiling 185 and above, then pour it over the instant noodles, right? And this is just for ramen, not for macaroni and cheese. I just brought that up as just to regard instant noodles. But for the ramen, and you pour it over, then cover it and let it steep for about 7 to 8 minutes, right? Yeah. Opposed to boiling it or adding cold water and then putting it in the microwave. And I know this defeats the purpose of instant. I got it. But I'm telling you, I don't know about you, but when I went down the deep rabbit hole of ramen, you know, the noodles are very important. And it's like two things that are like really freaking important. What I realized, and like, I mean, Philip Lemoyne just posted about ramen, and And I mean, there was a time when I was in LA and my wife and I were going to a new ramen spot every single time, like thick noodles, handmade noodles, thin noodles. And what I realized is that chew that ramen gives you in the slurp.
Yeah.
And you know what? And see, in my video, people also mentioned about the slurp. And I'm like, damn,
slurp,
dude, you're embarrassing yourself, dude. You're embarrassing yourself. Shut up, you American. Like, I feel bad. So for everybody that doesn't know, okay, first of all, I'm not hating on my own kind, but I am 100% American. I'm half black, half white. My dad is African-American. Okay. And my mom is white, blonde hair, white. Okay. So I can make fun of Americans. I'm not being racist or anything. But the thing is in Japanese culture and in Asian cultures, slurping the noodle, especially for ramen, is a sign of respect. Okay. Yes. And there's two reasons why people do it. And I learned this the hard way because my wife was like, stop it. Like she came after me and I'm like, okay, let's go to a ramen shop. We went to a ramen shop in LA and we were talking to the chef. And basically there's two reasons why people slurp that I know of. I could be wrong. Correct me. One is to aerate the broth to cool it down as you're taking in the noodles, right? And to get the main purpose, kind of like wine, right? Yes. Like then two, if it is a sign to the chef that it is really good. So if you're not slurping, you don't know what's going on. But I know that can be disgusting and it can just be off-putting. And then you have other people on the other end of the spectrum that love the ASMR of people eating. It's gross, dude.
Yeah. Well, I guess, I don't know. I was always taught, make sure you actually represent how much you feel about the food. Mm-hmm. That was like the main thing. No matter what you eat, it's like immediately, as soon as you taste it, I was like, oh my God, the rice is so good. What did you do to it? Whatever it is. Specifically with ramen though, it's the broth and the noodles that carries it more. You're like, it's like, oh my God, that is like the most tastiest thing. Without having to say all that, you're just slurping it and they know already. It's like, wow, you did a pretty good job.
It's just hilarious to me how I have like some people that really grosses them out. And then some people literally want me to make eating videos, like mukbang videos. Eating like,
yo, I'm telling you, that should be your new thing, bro. You should just open an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Just for slurping shit.
The thing is Casey, I really try to focus on the things that I like to do.
I got you.
And you know what I'm saying? And that's it, man. Like, I'm not a monkey. You know what I'm saying? I don't like if people
don't tell me what to do.
You can ask me to do whatever you want, and I'll laugh. Like, dude, somebody wanted me to send them some like crazy shit. It was funny because I thought they were serious. I thought they were a young cook asking for help. Nope, I was wrong. They wanted me to send some dirty underwear to them. Right? Like that's the yeah, it was gross. Dude. Yeah, and I was like, oh, jeez, these people, man. And I'm just like, okay, all right, whatever. And I'm just like, how much? No.
No, did you want that after service or?
Yeah, dog. People are freaking gross like that, man. Yeah.
Hey, you know what,
dude? I had to delete a comment because I had this one person comment, and I don't know. I don't really care, and I shouldn't be repeating it. But every single video, they say, "Can you pee on me?" Every video.
Wow.
Dog, come on, man.
That's a little much. That's,
and I had to block them. I usually don't block anybody, but I had to block because I was it's just I don't want people up in my comments saying dumb shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like, you know, it's just weird, man. Anyway, we're getting off topic. What was I saying?
All right, let me show you. So I made some buns earlier.
Oh, steam buns.
As you can tell, steam buns.
Dude,
however, the dough, I needed it literally. I want to say like 4 minutes too long. It is too mushy up top, and then the filling in the inside, I didn't do it well enough. The fats just kind of congealed instead of separating. Okay. So I have to redo that. But like that's just from literally, again, you know, a lot of try and error when you're making some stuff. But I made some buns earlier. But just back to the whole charred thing, I should have added. I should have charred my cabbage before I put it in.
Did you use dry active yeast or instant yeast?
I use instant.
Yeah, so when you use instant, listen, what I realized with steam buns is only let them proof once.
Yeah.
So you know, I got a great recipe in it. You know, I got the recipe, dog, down in my TikTok somewhere. But listen, I'm telling you right now, and I'm
just trying it out.
Yeah, and
made them too big too.
Do you like
They're
super
like 9
white,
ounces?
Do you like super white buns, or are you okay with the off yellow?
I like yellow.
Okay.
I like yellow. I like seeing this stuff.
Because I can show you both techniques. So basically, the edible titanium dioxide, which is basically like, it's like a makeup filler, but you can eat it. There's an edible, it makes the bun super white. But then I realized like, I'd rather not put this in there. But what I realized with the steam buns, so instant yeast is your friend. All right.
Yeah.
And you can add that straight to the flour. You don't have to wake it up or anything. And then what you do is you let it, you mix, let it rest, proof once, boom, go straight into shaping. Straight into shaping. Yeah, I know. Because
got it.
And
yeah. I usually let it rest twice to let it proof
twice.
again.
This is where you make the mistake.
Could be where the downfall is.
Yeah. So trust me when I tell you, because then you'll get that nice smooth top, and it won't be like holy. Trust me, I got you, man. I'll show you. And then when you make the steam bun, you're making the big one, or you're making the bao bun?
The bao bun. So I pleated over, but again, I just felt like I needed it too long, and I proofed it twice. That's what it was. You can still see the pleats.
Up
top. But
that's cool. That's
pure
an easy
texture wise.
And how did you steam it? Use a bamboo steamer?
Bamboo steamer.
Bamboo steamer's the best, man. You get the most consistent when it comes from the bottom. The steam comes from the bottom. It's way better, man. I tried doing them in the rationale, which it works, but because the steam comes from the side, you get lopsided fucking steam buns.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. You have to get it from the bottom. I have like 10 bamboo steamers in my kitchen.
I just upgraded
because I did the whole business here. But you know what? You know what the fault is too, though. I was treating it like my wonton wrappers. So when I was making it as like a wonton skin, pretty much.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe I'll do it twice.
Dude, you know what?
But then again, I'm gonna try it again.
You know what? I gotta show you this video because I know exactly what you're talking about. And what I'd like to do is scoop the filling. What was your filling? Beef?
Oh, pork and shrimp.
Pork and shrimp. Yeah. You know what I did? Is I used a ice cream scoop, small one, like the purple one, right? Freeze it. And then all you do is you have your dough ball, like your dough ball, and then you just push it through the bottom. Much better.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
You push it through the bottom, and then you pinch the bottom. Yeah, and then you let it proof, because then you'll get that nice. It just works out better. You know what I'm saying? And
wow. Never thought of it that way. Yeah, it would literally be raw. I'm literally pleating it as classic shit, just putting in there.
The problem with the pleats with quick breads like that is it'll be too chewy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you have your ball. I don't have a freaking. Oh, here, I'll just use this towel. So basically, so you portion out your dough, right? You have your dough portioned out, and you put it in whatever. It's I usually do like 25 or 35 grams. So when you have your ball like this, all you do is just flatten it a little bit, and then take your frozen filling, push it from the bottom, and then just close the bottom up.
Just enclose it.
Round it out, and I'm telling you, it works out great. So Wolfgang,
I'm gonna try that out.
Has had a Asian restaurant in Ritz-Carlton called WP5. I forgot what it's called. WP5.
Sure.
Dude, I should know that. But anyway, they had a really strong dumpling program, and same thing at Hotel Bel Air. We did a lot of dumplings. So
dumplings
and bao buns, steam buns.
The bao buns, I gotta you can even tell on the sides. I'll show you on the camera. Way too thick on the walls.
That's okay. That's okay. You'll learn.
That's all right. But
it's an easy fix. It took me freaking months to figure that shit out, dude. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But
I was just let's make bao buns today.
Yeah, the one proof. Let me tell you, trust me, you're gonna laugh. It's quick. It's amazing. And I don't know if you have if you have a proofer. Do you have a proofer at the house?
Nah.
Yes, because I like to just do room temp. Room temp just works out better.
Yeah. No, I don't have space for a proofer. Brandon, are you crazy? You know what? My wife will kill me. You know how much shit I had to sell over the years? I had a dehydrator. I let that go. I had 2 commercial induction stove, plugins. Let that go. I have no space for it. Yeah. And then she's looking at my bamboo steamer and she's like, you have too many. I'm like, don't you dare.
You're right, but for 5 years. You don't have to renegotiate here. Yeah.
It's no, you're not touching that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so back to the charred thing, right? So that's one aspect. People don't understand the bitter. And then my other rebuttal was, well, how do you guys view about barbecue as Americans, right? Literally, the thing cooks for 16 hours in smoke.
Yep.
What do you call that? What is all that? And then you're like, oh my God, this is the best tasting thing. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the 5th element, right? There's the burnt charred part. That's what you're missing. And that's that flavor. And
you're wow. There's no rebuttal, bro. There's no freaking, because you're right. Dog, I cooked a brisket for, my first time cooking a brisket. And it's funny because that bark that you develop on the outside is the prized possession.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. It's the best part.
If you don't have a really good bark, guess what? People are going to shit on you, right? Yeah. Rightfully so. And there was 2 parts of my brisket that had water puddles from being flat and the steam developing. And it's funny because like, yes, if you taste the bark by itself, it's, I'm not going to say it doesn't taste too bitter, but it tastes too smoky and way over seasoned, right? And that is a good, that is, you know, that's a great analogy, man. And I wish, you know, we shouldn't even be talking about Homeboy because he doesn't have a leg to stand on. And he knows that.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know, he's made
that's
back
what
down.
I'm trying to say.
Boy, because, hey, I will
like,
debate it. Even if I'm wrong, dude, I'm not right. I'm not perfect, dude. I make mistakes all the time, dude. And it's like, you know, what I realize is over time as a chef, you can learn a lot of different things from a lot of different people. But here's the thing. Don't be an asshole. Don't just say, oh, no, in my opinion, this is burnt and this ain't right. And I'm a chef and I
respectfully.
Do this. And like, okay, awesome. Great. Go live with me. Let's debate it. And, you know, I'm going to say the same thing happens in the fitness industry with trainers, right? Like trainers do the same thing. Like I see so much different information from different trainers and blah, blah, blah. But none of them are like, hey, okay, let's hop on a phone call and talk about it. Let's debate it over live. You know, it's always like, it's like, kind of like the same thing. And I'm assuming that's probably in a lot of different professions, like, you know, whether you're a carpenter or a plumber or a, I don't know, contractor, you know, but people do things differently and that's okay.
More so in cooking though. I think we get a whole lot of the, we call them keyboard cooks on my comments.
Oh, the keyboard warriors.
As the keyboard warriors.
I almost feel bad for them sometimes because like they dump their whole life into this shit, dude, of like responding to comments and just creating hate. And I feel really bad. I feel almost empathetic, man. Cause like some people I know that are really hurting inside, man. Like you could just tell by the comment. Yeah. You feel it. And like, Casey, here's the thing. Like, you know, hey, when you log off of TikTok, you have your life outside of that. Yeah. Right. Like, you know, you go and you have your wife and you have your job. And like, some people don't have that, man. And it's like, that's what I try to tell people that create content. Like you need to be good in your personal life. Like, dog, if TikTok were to go away tomorrow, like I'd be fine.
You're done.
Like, it would suck. It would suck. And it'd be like, oh, that sucks. But dude, that's not my life. Like,
it's not going to stop you. Yeah, exactly.
It's not. It's like, dude, my wife, my kids, my job and what I do on a daily basis makes the person that I am. And I think that's what people are missing that make those nasty comments. You know what I'm saying? And I'll attest to that, man, because like, you know, like if you look at big creators, like, you know, verified people and like, you know, they ain't going on other people's pages and commenting all that negative stuff, dude. No, you have literally people that spend hours on hours making negative comments. And it's like, dude, really? You got time for that, bro?
But I'm still trying to attack Ramsey. FYI. So he just released that. I didn't realize that, you know, that egg video that I shared a week ago, that was part of his ramen thing. He was making ramen. It was all fucking wrong, guy.
He was?
It was all wrong. Yeah.
Listen, you know, honestly, can I tell you something, Casey? Can I tell you something? He's just told what to do. This is not his creativity.
Yeah, I could feel it. I'm just like, I don't think that's you, dude. But I get it for content.
Like, here's a good example. You know, if you go to Wolfgang Puck's page, you know, same shit. Like I told the VP of culinary, I'm like, yo, stop doing that old school stuff. Nobody wants to see it. I'm like, you need to do something. Have Wolfgang cook something like fun and innovative. But he's making all like old school stuff because that's what he knows how to do. And like, I totally get it, man.
Well, it's been ingrained in him, right? It's like 60 years of the same thing.
Like, the thing is I know Wolfgang and he doesn't like to be told what to do on camera. Like he'll tell you, he said, don't tell me what to do. He hates it when the camera people tell him what to do. He's like, no, don't tell me. Yeah.
But that beet salad though, I really Brandon, I'm down a first course vegetarian. So I was just like, do I want to do a salad or do I want to do a roast prep for veggies instead? And we still got these beets.
That reminds. I'm not gonna say it. I'll tell you off air. But the Miyazaki beef dish, I totally forgot. I didn't take pictures, but somebody else did. So I have to just get those pictures.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I just wanted to see. I'm just like, I think.
Real dope, dude.
Yeah. Honestly, I was just like, oh man. I was like, it looks so. It felt good. Like reading it. I'm like, fuck. I just want to see it.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't use Miyazaki beef. I did a 24-hour short rib. And actually, I'm gonna do it for TikTok, man, because like, dude, this short rib came money, dude. And I don't care what anybody says, man. I'm telling you right now, I will put Costco's beef against a lot of wholesaling beef.
Oh yes, dude.
I don't care what anybody says. Like, yo, you can say, okay, but they used the jacquard and blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, 90% of purveyors, like, get out of here. You don't know what you're talking about. Get out of here. 90% of restaurants use a jacquard. Like that, a meat tenderizer means nothing to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yes, back in the 90s when they didn't clean the machines properly, yeah, then it was an issue. But like now, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me, man. Like, I just think that if anybody's out there and you're looking for good quality beef, I will argue that readily available, Costco has a good beef program. Okay, they do. I don't care what anybody says, man. I'm, like I've gotten beef from Costco numerous times. It's consistent. They have Prime and they have Choice, which Prime is like the top 3%. Choice is just below, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. And yes, they do tenderize their meat with the machine, but it's totally fine. It's not going to kill you.
And it's sanitized. That's what, like literally, I don't know why people still correlate the old process from like now. That was literally like almost 100 years ago. Like it's not like that anymore. Like you have to think about it. It's quite intense how people, you know what? It is what it is. We're here to teach. That's all I say now. Like I'm here to teach. I'm here to do. Brandon, I have a couple of videos here. So I actually released a ramen video myself.
Oh, you did?
The other day. Cool. Yeah, just a quick, literally I was like, let me teach you how to make a shoyu ramen at your house. The same time you would make an instant ramen, but not as fancy. Literally just the noodles and the broth with some homemade stuff.
Sometimes
that you have. However, I have some videos here for us. So check this out. This guy already. This is Google Foods, right? I think he's actually using an A5.
Wagyu brisket. Now I'm going to make Nashville hot fried chicken with it. Now I add buttermilk. Add the whole thing to flour. Oh yes, baby. Remove the excess. Deep fry at 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Make spicy.
He's gonna freaking.
No.
Oh yes.
Hey, you know what? I'm not. Well, okay. Here's the thing, but Google Foods he's in the Nick Giovanni category of entertainment.
Yeah.
Right. So this
is the entertainment stuff.
Yeah. He's not on here saying, hey, I'm a professionally trained chef and this is what I'm going to do. So I think that's important to make it very clear. So I'm watching this as entertainment. And
entertainment.
It
looks good as a pastrami.
Yeah, listen, I'm not mad. I'll try anything, bro. Like, you don't knock it until you try it. I can't pass judgment. I've never tried that at all. And I think actually it makes sense. Crispy brisket.
Yeah.
Crispy
brisket. Why not?
I think I would have skipped the buttermilk part, but I think I would have used something more like tempura batter. I think would have been great.
Yeah.
I think that would have been better, but I ain't got time to be wasting that much food, man.
Yo, that's what I exactly thought. I'm like, bro, you just wasted $500 to fucking fry this. Well, you know what?
Well, he said
now
Wagyu brisket. He said Wagyu, so it might be American. Wagyu. I would say it's $200-$300.
I got 14 pounder.
Yeah. But here's the thing. You got to understand, that the video that he's going to post on his YouTube is going to compensate for that cost, right?
Yeah.
So
must be nice.
And here's the thing. I hate to say it, but people want to see that shit, dude. People want to see it.
I know. I don't have that money, Brandon. I was talking to one of my cooks. I was like, hey, so A5 Wagyu or Kobe beef or even Australian stuff. Where do you like? He's like, the Australian. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely for the Australian stuff.
Yeah.
Because as much as the pampered stuff from Japan, it tastes amazing. It really does. Like, there's nothing like it. But, are you really going to down fucking another 40% just because it comes from across the fucking world? Or you can just get almost literally even the same quality from Australia that's cheaper than it. Yeah. And you will have a good day. You won't even know unless they tell you what otherwise.
Here's the thing. And this might be controversial, but I'm going to just say it because I think it's true. I think Japanese Kobe beef and Wagyu beef from Japan is very good, very delicate, but I'm not gonna lie. I prefer it as, either a small piece skewered, some type of sauce, or on like sashimi style or sushi style, right? Yeah. On a nigiri. But I do prefer Australian Wagyu because it tastes beefier. And that's what I like when I taste steak, right? I don't want to just taste 100% fat. Now, I'm not saying that Japanese beef is, doesn't taste like anything. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that Australian Wagyu is kind of beefier, and that's because it's been bred down and all that. And I totally get it. And here's the thing, more eco-friendly. I'm going to go with American, right? Listen, dog, you're talking about, here's the thing. you have to understand your clientele and who you're cooking for. So I think every single one has its own category. And but if it were me, I agree. I think Australian Wagyu is probably the one I would shoot for the most.
I 100%. Second video, Brandon. So I commented on you the other day. Literally today.
Oh, okay.
On your knife case. Let's talk about this real quick. So let me play the video.
In my life, okay. I use this working in San Francisco. I use this in my current job. Anywhere I have.
Okay, first of all, that bag is huge.
Yeah.
First comment.
I have to go, and I know it looks crazy, but this is actually a knife case. So this is made by Boldrick. I'm going to show you what's inside right now. The straps open up like this. Okay. This is all leather. Okay, but look, you open this up here, and boom, it has a whole section for knives. And
then usually right there, right? That's like the classic book fold kind of like knife case, knife roll, whatever, right? I'm gonna keep playing it.
So basically I keep all my knives.
Hold on, real quick. What knife is this?
That's a good one. Yeah. That's a Michelle Bra Shun edition.
Okay. I was just like, what? I recognize everything else. I was like, what is that? Okay.
Knives here.
I was geeking over the knives for a second.
I'm not gonna lie, I just put the knives in there for the video. That's not the knives that I had with me.
I have all my
but
ready to go tools right here.
But I think it works for you though, because like if you fast forward a little bit, you use it as like your actual bag.
Yeah.
For work, like it has your stuff in it. Yeah. Like you have your what you call that? You have your laptop on it, etc.
Yeah. So that's a good freaking, that's a good example. So for me, I have my laptop and I was very mobile. I was traveling, right? So I was doing this.
Yeah, you were traveling.
So like, when I worked at Hotel Bel Air is when I got this bag. So this was, 2015, 2016. And I went through knife bag after knife bag after knife bag. And the one thing I don't like doing is holding my knife roll or knife bag and then holding a sweatshirt or holding a laptop or my phone, my wallet and all that. And I like it all inclusive. And I don't care if it's too big because guess what? In all honesty, I'm the type of person, I would take my knives and tools I need for the day and put them on a half sheet pan or a Lexan lid, right? Do you know what I'm saying? And I remember the one thing I had was that I think is comparable to that was the chef knife backpack.
Oh, the backpack. Yes.
Until
I had that for a while.
Yeah, until one of my knives slid out of the bottom and almost sliced my Achilles heel. Right, like this was so scary, man, because
it's rough.
Yeah, and it was, it was so rough too, and it was like, it was just like a freak. Like it was just a weird. It hit the bottom. The knife entered the bottom of the bag and then just got enough like bounce to slice through the bottom.
To slice over
out of the zipper, out of the case, and it wasn't covered. The knife wasn't covered, and anyway, that freaked me out. But the knife backpack was really cool. I just think it's really important. It's really user specific, right? So I think if you're just like a beginner cook or you're like an experienced cook or whatever, you're in a grill station. I think cooking, you just need a knife roll that you can roll out and you have your general tools. But when you get up to sous chef level, chef de cuisine level, right, you're going to need something where you're not necessarily using your knives. You have them if you need them.
If you need it.
But like, where you need a clipboard for your invoices and all your stuff, man, like all your admin stuff. And for me, the laptop was very important because I'm on my laptop constantly, especially now that I'm creating content, and so that is just all inclusive. And for me, when I was traveling, I would have to check that thing and it made it through so many times. All I had to do was put my strap inside the bag. Dude, perfect. Check luggage all the time. I let him know that there was knives in there and it worked out great. The only thing, note to self, you cannot bring ISI chargers on the plane or in check luggage. They consider that a bomb.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, okay. So so if it is ISI cream chargers, you need to have it. It has to be in the case where it says ISI cream chargers. You can't just have it all free willy. They will stop you.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, trust me. It was rough.
Did I know? No.
When I was doing my tasting from Hotel Bel Air to Cezanne, when I flew to San Francisco, and I had the ISI, I just needed 4 cream chargers, so I just had them in my bag, and they were like, "What is this? Is there a paintball gun? Is there a gun
what
somewhere?"
Is going on?
And I'm like, "No, man, I'm a chef. It's an ISI whipper." And they're like, "Oh, whip it." what? And I'm just like, oh my God, dude, why do I have to be brown right now? Dude, if I was white, I wouldn't be getting stopped. Yo, facts, dude.
Facts.
Anyway, so then I was like, listen, I am a chef. I'm like, when you go to Starbucks and you get whipped cream on your coffee, you fucking your little frappuccino, you little punk. Yeah, because he was being a dick, dude. He was literally being a dick. But anyway, it's fine. I love you, TSA. I was like, hey, this is how you make whipped cream. Okay, I'm making a corn pudding, but this is whipped cream. And so I had to explain it, and then I was like, listen, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Like I had no idea. And just note to self.
Well, is it like a carrying case or like the actual like box of the whippet?
It wasn't in the box. It wasn't in the box. I had to show. I had to pull it up. I had to pull it up on the internet, and I had to show them. And thankfully, it said ISI on the actual cartridge. It said ISI on it, and I'm like, this is exactly what it is. I'm like, you can throw it away. I don't care. Like we can move on. But the problem is they think of it as an explosive. So
content's under pressure. I get it.
Exactly. Yeah. So
it's
like,
a CO.
But whatevs, bro. It was fine.
Okay, so like you mentioned, it is literally specific for what you do, right? I don't carry a laptop anymore. I don't carry the invoice at home anymore because at my current job I don't necessarily have to do that. Chef takes care of all that. It's not my business. However, when I used to do all said that, I had a bag similar to this. I've now retired. It's in my little closet back there with me. However, the one I carry at my job though, Brandon. So here, I don't know if you've seen my video. Oh yeah, this is my little toolbox, right? And if we just kind of fast forward, that's literally everything that I need to do whatever kind of cuisine I need. I have my oyster knives, my bamboos, literally everything under the sun in that little toolbox, and that's specific for what I do, and that's what I carry. Literally just a 6 by 16 little box, and it fits the long knives because I have 18 inches in there, and that's like perfect for so definitely a specific purpose for what you're rolling with.
Yeah,
but
so
this doesn't cost.
So you know what? You make a good point,
$300.
Casey. And like, here's another thing. As a chef, you know what I don't like? I don't like my knives on top of each other. Isn't that weird? It's fucking weird. I'm OCD, bro. I don't like my knives on top of each other. And at work, I have the knife stand, like the Japanese style knife stand, where my knives are like, they're separate, and I always leave my knives separate. And like, it's just, I don't know, man. It's for me. It's,
I get it. No,
I
totally get it.
And here's the thing. I also had a toolbox. I went to like Home Depot and got a Husky toolbox, but I just hated carrying the clunky thing around. And but it was very useful for me when I was working at the hotel way back in the day, the Breakers Resort. Because that thing went through war, man. And plus I could leave it on the line and it would fit anywhere. You can put that anywhere.
People kick it, it's fine. There's a toolbox. It's cool, whatever. And spill something on it, you wipe it off.
Yeah, I think the takeaway, what I would tell a up and coming cook and upcoming chef, I would just recommend that you get a durable material, right? So
yes.
You can get a knife roll for a really good price. I just wouldn't get the cheapest one available. Like, hey, the Messermeister fabric one or the I don't know what the other one, the Victorinox fabric one. Don't get a fabric one. Get a leather or like super tough canvas.
Yeah.
Right. Because here's the thing, man. That thing's gonna get beat up. Right. And you want to be able to make sure that it's a cleanable surface and that it's not going to be like cloth. Like I saw one that was made out of like this company started making them out of old aprons. And bro, come on. I was like, hey, I love the innovation, but this is trash. And so it really depends though, man. Like, I think the bag that I have, the thing is I'm not going to lie. I have a set of knives at home and a set of knives at work. So I don't have to carry it with me. Right.
Yeah.
I don't.
You have two sets.
I get it. And so it's like, I think it's a little extra. It's way more expensive, but it just works for me because I know everything's set up properly. Right.
But yeah, no, that's the entire purpose. And then as I do pull up this one video though, because I kind of, holy crap, the volume is really loud on this one. I'm gonna look for my little ramen, and I want you to kind of take your eyes on it, and see what your critique is. Because I think you've seen it. I think the preparation, but like this is like the cheapest way you can make instant ramen at home without having to use the actual packets. But you have to source the ingredients. That's the only thing. Yeah, like a good source ramen or like the noodles rather. Also, I just want to beat your video count on your chili oil.
Oh yeah, that video
You have
popped
2
off.
million on it.
I didn't think it would pop off like that, but
It was crazy. I just wanna hit the 2 million mark. Be like, yo, it's up there.
yeah.
All right, so check it out.
Okay.
Here's a shoyu one. I'm gonna show you how to make the easiest shoyu ramen that you can do at home with the most minimal ingredients. Our ingredients are gonna need 1/2 pound of fresh noodles. I made those noodles, by the way.
You made them? Do you have a pasta machine to make them? Or do you make them by hand?
These are by hand. Like you can tell some of them are all like tattered out because
I know, but here's the thing: you want it dry. You want it dry for the chewiness.
Mm-hmm. Have some premium chicken powder, 1 tablespoon of the usukuchi light soy sauce. This is saltier. Some scallions, and then the piece de resistance. This is my AKA swak. 1 tablespoon of the usukuchi soy sauce. 1 teaspoon of the chicken. Literally everything into premium lard. You have our ramen nudes. Then cook your ramen. 300 mils of hot water into all those components. And then you're pretty much done. That's it. You put your ramen in. From here, you're pretty much done. Bro, it'll take you like the same amount of time if you were to do like an Instapack.
Yeah.
You could have pulled all that off with like not higher end ingredients, but definitely a step up.
And you know what
you're making?
You know what, Casey? I was going to say the fresh noodles. I know they're readily available over here on my side of the street.
Yeah. You don't have to make it the way I do.
Yeah, but honestly, I'm talking about like fresh noodles ready to go, like at the Asian Mart. 99 Ranch is what it's called over here, and that I think it's becoming more readily available. But I gotta admit, I would go for fresh noodles any day of the week. What about udon?
Oh, yeah.
Do you like udon? Udon noodles?
I love udon. Yeah,
I love udon. I love the thick udon noodles, man. Mm-hmm. So here's the thing. I hate saying it nowadays because it's so like overused. But I am a tonkatsu person. But but it's just so bastardized nowadays. And it's like, you see it everywhere. Tonkatsu this, tonkatsu that, like everywhere. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Sorry if I'm not.
That's okay.
But I love udon, man. I love handmade udon. There's a place in SF here that makes handmade udon. You know what? I posted it a long time ago, but I went and it was, dude, these noodles were just so good. So good. And that's what I try to tell people. Like when I think of ramen, you can tell me I'm wrong. But when I think of ramen, I think noodles and broth. Noodles, broth. Yes. And then listen, the toppings are subjective, man.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what toppings. You know what I'm saying?
You could do. How come you didn't use sesame oil how come you didn't use chili oil instead of sesame oil? I'm like, bitch, because that's what I had, bro. That's what I had, dog. But I'm not gonna lie. A little bit of the hot sesame oil dude, money. Oh, it's really good, man. And and you could see like nowadays people are putting whatever they want on toppings. I mean, on ramen. But and it's funny because this is funny. I love the soft boiled egg, but sometimes I don't want to make it. I just fry an egg real quick, boom, put it right on.
Yeah,
it's totally fine, bro. It's totally fine, man.
Because it takes too long for the other one. It's like 6 minutes, then you gotta let it cool, and then you gotta peel it.
Then
you gotta How about 2 minutes on a fry pan?
Straight up.
Put it on top of your bro. Come on.
Straight up.
Don't gotta go crazy. But literally, ramen should only be broth and noodles. Those are your two main components.
Thing. And so when people ask me, and it's funny because we should talk about this. Like, so when people ask me what's the best ramen in LA, and I'm like, well, that depends. Do you want, or the best ramen in SF? I'm like, that depends. Do you want fresh noodles? Do you want like noodle focus or broth focus? Because it goes, I had such a good miso based broth, right? A miso ramen. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you something, man. Dude, it was so good, man. But the noodles were trash, my guy.
Oh, come on. I'm noodle first. I love noodles. Love noodles.
These noodles were trashy.
Love the texture of it. Oh, man.
And it was so heartbreaking. But I'm like, dude, this broth is you could tell that I don't know. I didn't really ask. But the broth was so good. It was comparable to a miso ramen that I had in Los Angeles. But I could tell the noodles were just like, they tasted like regular spaghetti, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They tasted,
was it actually yellow or was it like white?
Like, honestly, it tasted like an egg noodle, like you would use in a pasta.
Oh, like an egg noodle.
Yeah. And it was super heartbreaking because I know they were just understaffed and probably didn't have the meat. They probably didn't get the order or something. You know what I'm saying? So I had to run to the grocery store to grab the freaking make the shit work. But you could tell, I could tell And I was just like, this ain't right.
These aren't right.
Yeah.
These aren't the same mouthfeel.
The noodles are supposed to be chewy and have some bite. And, sometimes I like thin, sometimes I like the thick noodle, sometimes I like udon. It really depends, man. But I think that's a really important part of ramen. It's the noodle and the broth. And, I can't wait until I'm able to go to, Japan and really experience ramen,
Yeah. Have you, when was the last time you made the ramen noodles?
Long time, dude. Long time. I made it for my YouTube video, but it worked out really good actually. And
what was the percentage? You remember?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but I have it written down on my YouTube. And the only thing is like the hardest part was hydrating the noodle enough, right? Hydrating the dough. So I cryovac it and then I pressed it. Like literally took like all my heavy pans and pressed the noodle in the sous vide bag. Made a huge difference. Not only did it make the noodles flat, but it also made it easier for rolling. But man, my forearms were lit after that, dude. And I would highly recommend. So
you made like a super low hydration then? Is that what
it was? It was super low.
Yeah.
I don't remember off the top of my head, but I'll text it to you if I remember too. But it was really, they were really good, man. They were really good. But yeah, they were breaking a little bit, and it was really hard to roll it out by hand. Next time I would use a machine. Highly recommend a machine with the ramen noodles
with the sheeter. Yeah. No, I went with 21% hydration on this one and 1% of the kansui. To get
the kansui.
That's I was kneading.
Yeah,
I was kneading like a motherfucker the entire day. I was just like, oh my god, I don't have the machine for this. But you just kind of.
Did you use bread flour too, right? Or do you use high gluten
bread flour? Yeah, so it's 14% flour that I use.
Vital wheat gluten, I think it's called, or something like that. I don't know.
Vital wheat, you can add that, but like I think it's from King's Arthur.
Oh, okay.
The company.
Yeah. Bread flour.
They make a high gluten one. It's like 13.5% or something, and I just added extra protein into it, and then I got the 14%.
That's great.
But don't ever need ramen noodles. I needed these, but don't. Yeah. No,
it's better. It's better if you. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. And it'll destroy your KitchenAid too if you don't do it like nice and slow. It'll destroy it.
You need to have a decent machine to do it because it's just gonna mess up. However, once the yield comes out though, and then your ramen's like perfect, oh my god, the mouthfeel on those,
yeah, man.
But man,
what's up?
So that's no, I was just about to say that's pretty much all we got. Nothing too crazy.
Okay.
I got a whole bunch of other ones for next week though that we can talk about. I'm tracking comments on your videos too.
Okay, good.
Some people with genuine questions. Yeah. But I think you don't check them. I'm like, I got the time anyway because I'm super slow.
And in here, you know what? And the thing is I'm gonna. You know what? That reminds me. This is off topic, but I had to remove my promotion video, my podcast promotion. They removed the sound.
Oh, they removed the sound. Wow.
Because so I don't know what it is with the community guidelines, but I guess you can't promote. I don't know what I forgot. It said community guideline. Remove this sound was removed.
Interesting.
Yeah. So this is what happens. Like if you put your Amazon link in the comment section, they'll flag the comment. If you promote like something on I don't know, because it wasn't the music. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm gonna stop posting videos with music, man. I am so tired of people.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm done with it, bro.
Keep flagging it.
Dude, I'm done with it. Man.
Everything is silent for me now. It's just literally my own stuff.
Because it's just so annoying, man. Having to deal with that and repost a video, go back in the Final Cut, remove those. Bro, get out of here. Yeah. It's crazy.
All right. Too crazy. Any comments, suggestions, give it all to us. Breaking Bread Podcast. You can tag Brandon and myself at Chef Authorized and at Chef Salty on TikTok. But in that though, we out.
Peace.